guys, my name is Jeremiah Euclid and this is my 2007 FJ Cruiser.
I'm in it just to rewrite history, cause I'm in the mood to label us the leaders of the new school. This ain't for the radio, can't find this on YouTube. This the type of killing that these critics ain't used to. Victorious, victorious, victorious. In this day and age, I got time for innovation, time to be creative.
I bought the truck in 2014 from the dealership, immediately took it to the Nicolet-Chequamegon National Forest, did a little wheeling, decided that I needed tires immediately because the Pirellis just weren't cutting it. So Goodyear Wrangler Durtrack was a great option for me, great in the snow, quiet tire, lasts long, whatnot. Put them on the stock wheels, which were some BBS aluminums. Gouged them out pretty bad, sold them to a friend, and swapped those tires onto what I now have on, which is a Vision wheel. The wheels I decided to put on were a 17x8 with a 0 offset. It keeps the tire and the whole wheel inside the fender well, which to some people isn't as cool as it could be, but for me it keeps the vehicle cleaner on extended trips. When you don't have access to a car wash or anything of that sort for 3 to 4 days, it's ideal to be able to keep your windows clean. The tire I went with was a 285/70/17, which, if you do the math, it goes to about a 33-inch tire, give or take. The first time we went up Thunder Mountain was about 1 a.m. Hard to see, was scraping on a lot of stuff, so ultimately I decided I needed to lift the vehicle a few inches. Nothing dramatic, but something to give me a little more ground clearance. I decided to go with the Bilstein 5100 shocks off of a TRD edition FJ Cruiser. A lot better dampening properties to it, and give it a smoother ride on the trail. I paired that with OME coils in the front, the 885s, which is made by ARB, which is a popular company that makes a lot of bumpers for Toyotas. Rear coils are also an OME spring made by ARB. Both springs, front and rear, are a higher spring rate. It gives me a higher load capacity. That way I'm loaded with all my camping gear, recovery gear, tools, water, fuel, anything I need to have for on a trip. It can hold that extra capacity without sagging or affecting the ride quality in a negative way. With independent front suspension, as everyone likes to ridicule, the lack of articulation in the front is an issue. It's definitely a sacrifice you have to make when getting independent front suspension, is a lack of articulation. So something to aid in that was I removed the front sway bar entirely. No disconnects, took it out, threw it away. Same thing with the rear, took the rear sway bar out, threw it away, and it allowed for, I believe, almost 2 more inches of articulation overall. So because I actually take my vehicle off-road quite a bit, some necessary things I had to do were protect all the goodies underneath. So starting at the front bumper, which is made out of steel tube, also has an aluminum skid plate on it. Continuing from the bumper to the front subframe, it's fully aluminum skid plated to prevent any damage to the pulley system or the AC system, the radiator, anything that can't be damaged. After that, I still have the factory skid plate over the oil pan, which is soon to be replaced. And then I have an aluminum skid plate over the transmission pan. Sometimes when you're going over obstacles such as rocks, depending on the way you go over it, it has a tendency to want to push into your rocker panels or the bottoms of your doors. And even though the FJ has a nice little plastic patch on the bottom to prevent any visual marks, you can definitely still dent them in. So what I did is I fabricated some rock sliders with a nice kick out at the rear. At the rear of the vehicle, I designed a swing out bumper, steel swing out bumper made with the same tube that my front bumper is made out of. I originally had a full swing out, full width of the vehicle, had my tire and the area for a high lift jack and two NATO jerry cans to be secured to it. That went horribly. I underbuilt it, it flexed too much, and after getting way too much air on a beach one day, it bent really bad. So I decided to cut it off and leave it the way you see it today, which also has LED reverse lights in it. Since the FJ has such a small back window, it's easy to see when you're backing up at night. I equipped my vehicle with the Gobi Stealth roof rack. Got a killer deal on Craigslist actually, like most people do. And I decided I wanted to put a rooftop tent on it, which I got from Smittybuilt. So to go along with the rooftop tent, I custom made an awning actually out of an old tonneau cover. Use it for when we're cooking in the galley. Keeps the rain off of us, keeps the snow off of us, whatever the occasion be, keeps us dry. So for a lot of the trips that we do, staying out past dark or wheeling at night, traveling at night, need good lighting system. Got a sweet deal on a 52-inch light bar. Works really good for lighting up the entire area, whether you're actually driving, setting up camp, or whatnot. On the front of the truck, I have two LED pods that point down at the front wheels. They help with navigating obstacles at night, as well as the two LED pods in the rear that help with setting up camp, cooking, and for backing up. So for a lot of the trails that we go on, the terrain's just too rough to stay at 32 PSI. So what we do is we air down. Now it's terrain dependent. Sometimes we're airing down to 18, say for a gravel trail or a washed out road. Now if you're rock crawling or in the deep snow or deep snow and rock crawling, you might go down to 10 or 5 PSI. Even without beadlock wheels, you can get by going pretty low as long as you're pretty careful about it. Once we get back off the trail, we need to fill our tires back up with air. So to do that, I've equipped the vehicle with an onboard air compressor that runs off of the 12-volt battery system. Just this Christmas, I received the very nice gift from my mother, a Snorkel. So I installed that, which was absolutely painful, putting a 4-inch hole through my fender. That not only helps with water crossings, but it also helps keep dirt out of the air filter so the filter lasts a lot longer between intervals. When I purchased the vehicle, the previous owner had already installed Toyota TRD Stage 2 stainless exhaust. It is cat back and is really beat up from getting smashed on things. So to tie my electrical system together, I made a very simple relay and fuse panel. My relay and fuse panel powers a few different things. Right now it's only about half full. It powers my light bar, it powers my front rock lights, it powers my reverse lights, and it powers the CB radio. When we're on the trail, we need to communicate vehicle to vehicle, and the easiest and cheapest way to do that is with CB radio. Very short distance, but it's great when you have a few vehicles in a convoy. So I had a custom-made box put in the back of my trunk. In it is recovery tools, physical tools to repair the vehicles, and my entire kitchen setup. I get a lot of criticism for the reason I picked Toyota. Nobody knows apparently. And honestly, it comes down to one thing, which is reliability. I want to be able to go out with my friends, have fun, and make it home every single time. I've only been left stranded once, and that was because I blew up my rear differential, and that was a poor choice on my part. A lot of people question the reasoning for independent front suspension. A lot of points are that don't articulate well, which really isn't that true. Losing articulation, you lose a lot of articulation in the stock form. Once you start modifying, you can get nearly as much articulation as a straight axle does. I will never say as much, but you can definitely get a substantial amount with long travel. It's really good for comfortability. When you're driving to and from the trail, Of course, it's smooth. It drives like a lot of vehicles do that aren't off-road oriented. It's very smooth riding. And once you do get on the trail, you can go a lot faster than straight axles can in general when you have a comparative setup. When it comes down to it, dumping money into something that's never going to return it back is a pretty foolish idea. However, this is one of my very few hobbies I've been passionate about for a long time. I've always enjoyed being in the outdoors and being able to explore the outdoors in areas that you can't get to without a four-wheel drive vehicle. To me, it's worth it in the end, being able to see things that not everybody gets to see. We travel not to escape life, but for life not to escape us.